Hey guys, Davis here. Welcome back to Tech-Junkie. In the last episode, we configured port group in standard vswitch. It's not hard to use, but what if you have so many hosts you need to configure it? And actually, this switch might just cover that pretty well. Instead of configure vswitch and port group host by host, we can kind of set up a switch and port group blueprint and use that blueprint to assign to the managed hosts. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, one more thing, because we are having only one hosts, and in the previous setup we have only one connection, physical connection, but for we to migrate the port group from the standard vSwitch to the distributed vSwitch, we need another host, or we need another physical connection to the switch. Let me show you why. Okay, let's take a look at this session first. In the very beginning, we have only one VM NIC 0 attached as a uplink 1 to the standard vSwitch. We have our VM kernel, the management IP port group here, the default VLAN. Our vCenter is using this port group as well, and the newly created VLAN 201 for the Web01 server. Okay. But if you try to create a distributed switch and try to migrate the physical uplink to the distributed switch, it actually breaks down to several steps. The first step is it migrates the VM kernel port group to the vSwitch, distributed vSwitch, and migrate the uplink to the distributed vSwitch. But the vCenter, you see, is still attached to the old standard vSwitch port group. But after we click on the migrate, it will automatically trigger those actions. And after it migrated the uplink and the port group, kernel port group to the distributed switch, it tried to connect back to the vCenter, which it could not. So whole step will fall back and back to square one. To avoid that, we have to. That's the reality here. That's just after we click on the migrate, the VM NIC 0 go to the this should be the switch. Come on. Yep, the VM NIC 0 is attached to the distributed switch, and the VM kernel is also migrated to the distributed switch. But the vCenter is not migrated yet, and it cannot talk back to the vCenter. So the whole thing will revert. So to overcome this issue, the easiest method is to have another physical link to the switch, so that let's say, okay, how about this? VM NIC 0 here, maybe it matters not. Okay, how about? Okay, after we migrated the uplink to the distributed switch, we still have another connection connected to the switch. The kernel attached to the distributed switch can still communicate to with the vCenter via the physical switch. So that's it. Let me go back here and click on our vswitch. Come on. Standard with here. Okay. Manage physical adapter. Yep. Standby adapter. No. Unclaimed adapter. Okay. That's okay. Active adapter. Hey, what? Let me edit this one. No. This we switch. Yeah, it's still the same. Unclaimed, move down, and move up. Okay, let's use the VMNEC 1 as the active adapter, the original VMNEC 0 as the standby adapter. It really matters not, because eventually I don't use this vSwitch, this standard vSwitch. Okay, click on next, finish. So there will be two NIC attached to this standard vSwitch. So with this preparation done, we can create our distributed switch. Just after locking the vCenter, click on this globe-like icon. It means network. Just right-click on your data center, distributed switch, and click on the new distributed switch. Okay, give it a name. How about simple? Oh, there we go. Simple Lab D switch 01. Okay. Next. So version, usually select the latest possible for maximum features and security or other performance enhancement you might get. Next. Number of uplinks, 4 is kind of okay for me. Default 8. Create a default port group. That one will be VLAN 0. What will it be? How about simple lab simple lab this which will it be too long? Okay, it matters not. VLAN because the 111 VLAN is my default VLAN. Okay, finish. Okay, in this distributed switch, we also have a new port group. Just give it, let me copy that name. We can reuse the most of it. Oh, not you. Distributed port group, new distributed port group. Oops. 00201. Next. The port binding, port allocation, and number of ports, you shouldn't, you don't have to change them, because actually it is not only a virtual machine you can use, because it will expand elastically, dynamically. So just leave it as default. It's okay. VLAN. The VLAN is 201. Next. Finish. So we have this distributed vswitch configured. We can apply it to the hosts. Okay, let me show it once again. Right click the distributed switch, click on the add and manage hosts, add hosts, select your host, next. Okay, which physical adapter is gonna use? Okay, this one aside to the uplink one. Okay, so the VMware kernel adapter, we migrated to the default VLAN, which is our 111 port group in the distributed switch. Next. So we can migrate the vCenter now, or we can migrate it later. The port group, the NIC connection, I mean. So let's say we don't migrate it at this moment. Click on next, finish. So it's kind of like the distributed switch is applied to the host. Let's see. The web 01 shut down already. Why? Just bring it on out real quick. Launch the console. So which network is that? Web 01? Oh, he's in the 201. Okay. Let's change to the VLAN 201 in the distributed switch. We should be able to ping the 62, which it is also live in the 201 VLAN. Yep, but at this moment, this workstation should not be able to ping the web 01 IPA. Yes, it is 105. Yep, that's correct. He's in this one. The web 01 server is in the VLAN 201 right now. Let's change it to the default VLAN 111. Yep, sounds good. So after we migrated the VM kernel port group to the distributed vSwitch, we can also use the wizard to migrate many VM to the distributed switch at once. So let's click on the add and manage the host, manage host networking, yada yada. Yep, remain unchanged, still VM next 0 as uplink 1. Next. Kernel adapter is fine. I don't have to change right now. Okay, migrate VM networking. We can check this box. So will give you which which pop group you can migrate to. But you can also to config assign the pop group per virtual machine and NIC basis. But all my VM has only one NIC, so it matters not. Okay, let me click on that and assign it to the default. Oops, here. So just like that, the CA01 will be migrated to the distributed switch. Yep, 111. With that, you can migrate them pretty easily. Instead of edit each VM, you just use the wizard here to migrate them to the new network all at once. Next is the VM I'm calling. Migrate to 111. Okay. So we can click on different networks, see if any VM attached to them. VLAN 201 under the standard vswitch, no VM. No VM for 202 as well. 201, because we just use the wizard to migrate all the VM to 111, so nothing here in 201, but all the VM should be in the 111 VLAN under the distributed switch. So that's pretty much all I want to share today. In the next episode, I will show you how to use script to migrate to create tons of the pop group instead of using the GUI to create them. It will save you some time and more precise and more consistent. Okay, if you like this video, consider leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. See you in the next one.